Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fulkowski, and in part 3 of our study of Congress, we're going to be looking at the role of the chairperson in terms of the committee system. And you know that the committee system has a great deal of influence as to whether bills are going to even make it out to the House or to the Senate for even a vote. I mean, keep in mind that there were 11,000 bills proposed every single year, and only 5%, just a mere 5% on average, ever become signed into law. So really, if you are a chairperson of a committee, you have a great deal of power. You basically set the committee agenda. You are hiring staff. You are in charge. You assign membership on subcommittees, because on each committee there could be several various subcommittees on the main committee. So just because we only see for example, 20 or so standing committees, that doesn't show the number of subcommittees involved as well, where they'll study an issue or a part of the overall main topic. So for example, if we're looking at the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, there's actually a subcommittee just on the Western Hemisphere. So there are several subcommittees depending on the actual standing committee. In order to become the chairperson within the party or of your committee, generally the seniority system is used. Again, they are selected in secret ballot, but it's typically the person serving on the committee the longest within the majority party becomes the chairperson. It's not the oldest person. So don't think like senior as in terms of age. Think about it in terms of experience. There are term limits for chairpersons in the Republican Party. Those do not exist for the Democratic Party. But there are some advantages of the seniority system. Well, for example, you have more experience, which will in turn give you more expertise. This also creates more stability, right? You know how things are run. People don't always adapt all that well to change. So again, it's stable and things are not shifting every 2 years or every year. So you have some consistency there. It also will reduce infighting among those who would be rivals for the chairman. So for example, if it wasn't based around the seniority system, you would have people making moves to try to rule one way or vote another way in order to be selected as the chairperson. So ultimately, there are several advantages to the seniority system within the committee system. So getting on a committee, this is where you have to sometimes abandon what your constituents want in terms of politics to get on a prestigious committee. There are more committees that are certainly prestigious than others, whereas other committees just, if you're on the aging committee, it's not a very prestigious committee to be on. It doesn't give you a lot of power. So the better the committee, the more likely you are to actually gain re-election, to actually get influence, and to be able to influence policy. You'll probably even get more super PAC money as well. New members express their committee preferences to the party leaders, but it depends on how well you've supported your party leadership. So if you haven't really been a good Republican or good Democratic, you've been switching your vote, you're almost like a straight ticket voter in a way, that you'll side with sometimes the Democrats, sometimes with the Republicans. If you're a moderate, hypothetically, then you're probably not going to get on a solid and influential committee. So typically you want to be in good regard, high regard with your political party to get on a good committee. So ultimately parties do try to commit and grant committee preferences, but that's not always the case. And as we just said, this is sort of reiterating what I was just saying on a prior slide, that again, they set the committee agenda, they hire the staff, they assign membership on the subcommittees, and they have rule and jurisdiction over the subcommittee. So being the chairperson has a great deal of power and influence. Remember, there are only so many bills that you can hear. Bills can get stuck in committee. If the committee chairperson does not want to hear it, you don't have to put it on the agenda. So that's a big power right there. That's a great opportunity to stall a bill. Vice versa, you can certainly expedite a bill as well. And this will conclude Chapter 12, Part 3 of Congress.